Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Warm. Today I'm going to read to you Pete the Cat Checks Out the Library by James Dean. So let's discover what Pete's trip to the library is like. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. "Cool," says Pete. The librarian smiles. It's time for the tour. The librarian takes Pete through the library. There is a big desk where people check out books. And if you notice, this sign says check out and returns, which means that's also where people need to bring the books back. Pete sees some of his friends reading at a long table. It is very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing! Remember, at a library, it's important to be quiet because other people are reading books too. Look at this beautiful green room. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There are books of every shape, size, and color. "What do I do now?" Pete asks. "Now you read a book," the librarian says. "Which book should I read?" asks Pete. "You can read any book you like," says the librarian. Pete looks around. There are so many books. So a library is like a bookstore, but you get to check the books out for free. That's pretty cool. Pete picks up a book all about airplanes and jets. He reads it and pretends he is a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does loop-de-loops and spirals high in the sky. Who knows what this upside down word is on his jet? Yeah, that's cat. Good reading. Then Pete finds a book with dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. Looks like he's a pretty good wizard. Next, Pete opens up a book about spiders and insects. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. He has to be very still to study some critters, and very fast to study others. Chasing after a butterfly. Those guys are fast. Then, Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It is a book of fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest, trying to outsmart a big, bad wolf. Pete puts that book back on the shelf. It is too scary. Pete opens up a book about the pyramids in Egypt. He reads it and pretends that he is an explorer riding a camel across the desert and climbing to the top of a giant pyramid. All the way to the top. That's a lot of work. He's working hard. Next, Pete picks a book with all sorts of robots on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a robot at a robot dance party. His arms and leg makes whizzing sounds whizz when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says bleep, blurp, bloop. Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. He reads it and makes believe that he is a superhero. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. He looks pretty proud with his cape there. Would you like to be a superhero? I think I would. Then Pete spots a big book about the ocean and all of its creatures. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean, looking for whales, squids, and sharks. So let's see. I see a whale over here. I see a squid over here. Do you guys think this is a shark or is it a dolphin? I think sharks need more teeth. There are many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're visiting the Linda Library, the Yuba County Library, or the Sutter County Library, you can check out a book and imagine yourself to be whatever you want to be. It's a pretty fun time. This is Mrs. Worm, and I'll read to you guys more again later. Have a great day.